Pokemon as a series just works. You have collectible animals that you can capture and train, and you can battle and trade them with your friends. The franchise has 8 main generations, over 900 unique monsters, and 25 years of success. There's a reason that it's such an untouchable Goliath of a series, seeing as it's the highest grossing media of all time. However, even after all of this is said, I feel like as of lately the franchise has been cast in a negative light after Sword and Shield was a disappointment to longtime fans of the series, myself included. I grew up playing these games, and it's kinda sad to see the series take an unfortunate turn in the wrong direction. However, these new remakes of Diamond and Pearl look passable as long as they have new content like all of the other remakes have in the past. The chibi art style is cool, but it also kinda looks like a mobile game. But they still have 8 months until the release, so there could be some graphical overhauls to make the game look a bit better. Now, the remakes are pretty cool and all, but the main thing myself and many others are really looking forward to is that new open world game coming out next year. This game still looks like it's in very early development, so it's hard to say what the final product is going to be like. However, if Game Freak butchers these remakes and butchers the open world game, then I am going to have a very, very big problem. Anyways, I figured since Pokemon is such a beloved game franchise to me and I've been wanting to make a video on it for a while, I'd go through and rank all of the main series games tier list style. I've managed to collect all of the games except for one, which I will talk about in a bit. So here we go. Let's talk about these games, why don't we? This game is the perfect example of a corporate cash grab. Game Freak cut corners and made a painfully average Pokemon game just so they could go out and sell 20 million units for fun. I enjoyed my playthrough of this game, but I felt nothing while playing through it. This game is simply average, unfinished, and not to mention, it has no post-game whatsoever. It's got a pretty good soundtrack though! It does have that going for it, so there is that. Yeah, these ones cost like $80. They're really rare. I don't have them. These ones I do have though, so let's talk about all of these. Generation 7 as a whole was never one of my favorites. I remember following the release of these games and watching all 3 of the Train On trailers. They followed the story of this boy who moved from Japan to Hawaii, and it was a really cool way to promote the game and some of the best video game trailers I've seen in a long time. The games themselves, like Sword and Shield, however, are subpar. They certainly have their clever moments, and the designs in this generation are honestly amazing, but the region felt very limited and the routes weren't fun to explore. As I just said, the designs in this region are honestly amazing, and it has some amazing Pokemon like Incineroar, Crabrawler, Toucanon, all kinds of great ones, and the theme of this region is amazing and honestly probably has the best thematic locations of any region, because you can really tell that you're in Hawaii, or at least Pokemon's version of Hawaii. Even though the region has good Pokemon and a good theme, the gameplay isn't that fun for a Pokemon game, and the box legendaries are subpar compared to all the other ones. This region felt like it had a lot of potential but didn't capitalize on a lot of it, and the gameplay wasn't as fun as some of the other Pokemon games. I just don't like having a Pikachu as a starter, I'm gonna be real. Pokemon Red and Blue, the games that shot Pokemon into the mainstream and are subsequently the reason that Bruxish exists. These games easily have the most recognizable Pokemon designs, and honestly for good reason. These designs, in my opinion, work way better than the current day designs since they're so simple. Would you rather have electric UFO bug ladybug thing, or a butterfly? These designs are timeless, and the region that they inhabit is as well. Gameplay-wise, it's the most basic of all the games, seeing as it's the first game, but where I feel like Red and Blue succeeds the most is their lack of linearity. You can complete the gyms in this game in any order after you beat Brock and Misty, and the game doesn't really prohibit you from going anywhere as long as you find the right items to get past the barriers like Snorlax or the guard who wants tea. However, where I have to critique these games is the completely unbalanced type system and the glitches. I'm sure anyone who's seen videos on Gen 1 know that Psychic types dominated the meta, and special Pokemon in general were just far superior. Add on to that with moves like Wrap and the Freeze mechanic, and you have a frustrating game to play through. Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee are remakes of the original games, and they honestly don't do too much different from their original counterparts. Graphically, these honestly look a lot better than Sword and Shield in my opinion, and this game fixes up a lot of the problems that people had with the original. The main difference with these games is that Pokemon appear in the overworld as opposed to random encounters in the tall grass, and the catching mechanic is different. Pokemon are caught in the same way as Pokemon Go, this time just with motion controls as opposed to flicking your hand up on the phone or whatever. These games are enjoyable to play through, but they don't have much extra content like most of the other remakes, and generally fall a bit short for me. Pokemon Gold and Silver brought so many new features to the series. Breeding, the Steel and Dark types, 100 new Pokemon, shinies, and so much more. Add that to the fact that it was the first games in color, and you have yourself a huge leap for the series. The designs in this generation still have that Gen 1 simplicity that I love. However, they were able to try a lot of new things as well. This was the first game to introduce box legendaries, seeing as Red, Blue, and Yellow had Charizard, Blastoise, and Pikachu respectively. Ho-Oh and Lugia are, in my opinion, the best box legendaries this series has ever had, maybe not including Kyogre and Groudon. Another great thing this game has is its emphasis on story. While not as big as compared to games like, say, Black and White, this game's storytelling is honestly great. As opposed to giving you a fully fleshed out story, much of the lore in this region is told through the environment and the people inhabiting it, which makes for a region that truly feels alive. The only reason that these games fall flat is due to its sister version and remakes being even better than Gold and Silver. But I'll get to that in a bit. Fire Red and Leaf Green are by far the best ways to experience Kanto. These games improve almost every aspect about the original games. The games are in color thanks to the GBA, they have a better sound font, the battle system isn't as scuffed, and it has a bunch more content added onto it. Most of the issues I had with the originals go away in these versions, and you can really take the time to appreciate how great Kanto is. These games even added a group of post-game islands that you can go to after you beat the Elite Four. Here you can find Pokemon from Johto roaming around, and you can even catch one of the legendary beasts. I honestly don't have much more to say about this game, seeing as they fixed the issues I had with Red and Blue. Oh boy, this one's gonna be a bit controversial, you could say. This placement is very biased, but it's my tier list, so I don't care. Pokemon X and Y were my first Pokemon games, and I love them for that. The region of Kalos is super fun to explore, and the routes located in it are great. The designs are pretty good, and the soundtrack is amazing. The reason I like these games is how much content there is. Lumio City, the hub of the region, is a massive area with so much to do that I haven't even done all of it, not to mention the various Megastones you can collect at certain times of the day. I have a fond memory of sitting on the bus one day with my boy Joseph, playing X and Y. He points up to the screen and says, "Look at this awesome Pokemon I just found." And there he is, in Terminus Cave with Zygarde. My mind was just blown. Up until that point I had no idea that Zygarde even existed, so it felt like I had just discovered aliens on another planet. That was the magic for me. All the little discoveries I made along the way that led to one of the fondest memories I've had in my gaming experience. They're really good. 8-tier speedrun since this video is already like 8 minutes long and we still have like 3 more tiers to go. Yeah! Pokemon Black and White, they have a good story, they have some weird Pokemon, but a lot of the designs are cool. And they made it like a soft reboot of the series because you couldn't catch all the Pokemon, which a lot of people didn't like, but I think it's a cool feature because then it encourages you to use new Pokemon. Pokemon Crystal, it's just better Gold and Silver. Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire. Oh. These are really, really good games. The region is so fun to explore, the Regitrio is such a good mystery, the designs are so good. It's a challenging enough game, but not too challenging. It feels fair, but also challenging at the same time. Oh my god, this is such a good region. I played this game for like 20 hours over the course of 3 days. One day, because I got really bored. Well, not one day, but 3 days. Oh my god, this game is so good. Pokemon Emerald, like all the sister versions, takes everything about the previous games and makes it better. They added battle animations, Rayquaza is the main legendary, and they added the biggest addition, the Battle Frontier. This game is just the ideal way to play Generation 3, in my opinion. Just kidding, idiots! It's Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. These games are absolutely incredible. I'm still confused as to why a lot of people dislike these remakes. They take everything great about the old games and add so much more to it. The soaring mechanic is amazing, the Mirage Islands are fun to explore, the amount of legendaries in this game is absolutely insane. Almost every legendary you could think of could be captured in these games by finding specific Mirage Islands and sticking your hand into the Hoopa portal. The only real complaint I have about these games is the lack of the Battle Frontier, which is one of the main issues a lot of people had with these games. Look past that, however, and you'll find an amazing Pokemon game chock full to the brim with content to explore, not to mention the great online feature it had. Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver are absolute masterclass Pokemon games. They take everything about the original Gold and Silver, add all of the features from Crystal, and add so much more content that it's honestly crazy. The world feels even more alive with the Gen 4 sound font and the brand new graphics. There are even more legendaries to catch, and the events in this game are amazing. This leads into my singular problem I have with the games, and it's the inability to access certain events. One of the events in the game literally gives you the key story detail that Silver is Giovanni's son, but most players are never going to know that because they can't access the event. Look past all of that and you'll find the second greatest Pokemon games ever made. That's right, number 1 is... Pokemon Platinum is my favorite Pokemon game of all time. Generation 4 is a fan favorite for a reason. This game fixes issues from the original Diamond and Pearl like the lack of fire types, adds more Pokemon to the Pokédex, has some amazing post-game content including the reintroduction of the Battle Frontier, the ability to catch both Dialga and Palkia, amazing legendaries like the Lake Trio, Heatran, Cresselia, the legendary birds, the Regitrio and Regigigas, and some amazing events that will give you access to Shaman, Darkrai, and Arceus if you are able to obtain them. It goes without saying that there was so much care and soul put into Generation 4, and Pokemon Platinum is the culmination of all of this. Thank you for watching this video. Oh yeah, also like and subscribe, this took literal ages to make.